A robot just did something that changes everything we thought we knew about machines. It loaded a dishwasher, from start to finish. 61 different actions. 4 minutes straight. No human touching a controller, no one guiding it, no safety net. And that might sound boring until you realize what it actually means, because this isn't about dishes. This is about the moment robots stopped being tools and started becoming something else entirely. Figure AI just released Helix O2, and the robotics world is losing its mind. But here's what nobody is talking about. This thing replaced over 100,000 lines of code with a single brain. One neural network now controls the entire body. The legs, the arms, the fingers, the balance, everything. Think about that for a second. Every robot you've ever seen moves like a robot. Stiff, mechanical, calculated. That's because engineers had to program every single movement by hand. Turn left, lift arm, grip object. It's like puppet strings. Helix O2 doesn't work that way. They trained this system on over 1,000 hours of human movement data. Real humans doing real tasks. And the robot learned to move like us, not just imitate. Actually move like a human moves. And this is where things get interesting. When this robot's hands are full, it uses its hip to close a drawer. When it needs to close a dishwasher door, it lifts it with its foot. No one programmed that. The robot figured it out on its own. This is called Loco-Manipulation. And until now, it was considered one of the hardest unsolved problems in robotics. See, walking and using your hands at the same time seems simple to us. We don't think about it. But for a machine, coordinating legs and arms and fingers while maintaining balance while completing a task was basically impossible. Previous robots had separate systems for walking and separate systems for grabbing things. And connecting them was a nightmare. Brittle, buggy, prone to failure. Helix O2 threw all of that away. One brain, one system, everything connected. And the precision is honestly hard to believe. The fingertip sensors can feel forces as small as 3 grams. That's lighter than a paperclip. The robot can pull individual pills out of a medicine box without crushing them. It can dispense exactly 5 milliliters from a syringe. But here's the part that should make you pay attention. This entire system runs on chips inside the robot. No internet connection. No cloud servers processing commands. Everything happens locally, instantly, at 1,000 operations per second. That means this robot works anywhere. Factories without Wi-Fi, homes without internet, remote locations with zero connectivity. And that changes the entire game for where these machines can actually be deployed. Now let me tell you why this matters way more than you might think. Figure AI isn't some tiny startup working out of a garage. They just raised over $1.9 billion. Their valuation hit $39 billion in September. That's a 1,400% increase in 18 months. Jeff Bezos invested. Microsoft invested. Nvidia, Intel, Amazon, Qualcomm. The biggest names in tech are betting enormous money on this company, and they're already deploying robots in the real world. BMW was their first commercial customer. Those robots are working in a factory in South Carolina right now. And according to Figure, they're operating 400% faster than earlier versions with 7 times the success rate. Bloomberg reported that UPS is in partnership discussions for package handling. And here's something most people missed. Figure partnered with Brookfield Asset Management. That's one of the world's largest real estate companies. They manage over 100,000 residential and commercial spaces. The goal is to collect real-world data from actual homes and buildings. They're not just building robots anymore. They're building a training empire. But this is where the story takes a turn. Figure used to work with OpenAI, the biggest AI company in the world. They ended that partnership in February 2025. The CEO, Brett Adcock, said something that explains exactly where this is headed. He said solving embodied AI requires vertical integration, meaning they need to own everything. The hardware, the software, the intelligence. All of it developed in-house. They don't want to rely on anyone else. They want full control. And now they have it. Helix O2 is built entirely by Figure, and it runs on their newest robot, the Figure Zo3, which launched in October with better cameras, wider field of view, palm-mounted cameras, and soft safety materials designed specifically for homes. Not factories. Homes. Let that sink in for a moment. They're building robots meant to live with you. Now here's what the critics are saying. TechCrunch pointed out that we've only seen carefully edited demonstration videos, short clips designed to look impressive. And the CEO has actually refused to do live public demonstrations. He called them a giant waste of time. That raises questions. Are these robots really as capable as the videos suggest? Or is there still a gap between polished marketing and real-world reliability? Honestly, we won't know until they're deployed at scale, and that's the gamble everyone is watching right now. But let me tell you what the experts who've seen these demos are saying. New Atlas called it jaw-dropping. They said it's the closest thing to the movie I, Robot that anyone has ever built. A robotics analyst named Scott Walter said something that stopped me cold. He said the Figure 02 robot is already more efficient than the average worker. And this is the worst it will ever be. Read that again. This is the worst these robots will ever perform. Every single day, they're getting better. Every update, every training run, every new data point, improvement after improvement compounding over time. Now here's where I think this is really going. Figure AI is building a factory called BotQ. First-year target is 12,000 robots. But by 2029, they're planning to produce up to 200,000 units per year. And the CEO has said the goal is to sell these robots for under $20,000 each. Think about what that means. A machine that can walk, balance, manipulate objects with human-level precision, learn new tasks on its own, and work without internet connectivity, for less than a used car. We're not talking about some distant science fiction future. Figure is shipping robots right now, to real customers, doing real work. And Helix 02 is just the beginning. The original Helix only controlled the upper body. Helix 02 controls everything. What do you think Helix 03 will do? Helix 04? The improvements aren't slowing down, they're accelerating. So here's the question you should be asking yourself. What happens when robots that can do almost any physical task cost less than hiring a human for a year? What happens to jobs, to industries, to the economy? Some people are terrified, some people are excited, but almost nobody is prepared. And this moment right now, before any of this becomes mainstream news, before everyone is talking about it, this is the window where you get to understand what's coming before most people even realize it's happening. The robot revolution isn't starting someday. It just started. Alright, drop your take in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives like this, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.